I transmigrated into a luckless empress. This vile emperor is an unprecedented tyrant. On our wedding night, he made me kneel and bark like a dog, but I countered by kicking him right off the dragon bed. He choked me and roared, "I will execute your entire clan." I sneered, "You'd better do it today. Otherwise, I'll make you call me daddy one day." The next day, I went to pay my respects to the Empress Dowager. I had 2 huge dark circles under my eyes. Last night, I was at a standoff with Xiao Yan. That bastard, for half the night, he didn't gain anything, but I didn't sleep well either. The Empress Dowager is a lady in her 50s, well-maintained for her age, but with a mean look in her eyes. She was my cheap father's legal wife. Naturally, she couldn't stand the sight of me. The Empress worked hard serving the Emperor last night. Sharing His Majesty's burdens is my duty. I see you don't even understand basic etiquette. I rolled my eyes in my head. Kneel to heaven, earth, and parents, but kneel to you, old lady. Dream on. But on the surface, I acted terrified. It was my oversight. I was about to go through the motions of bending my knees, when a voice came from outside the hall. Xiao Yan strode in with a smile. A million swear words crossed my mind. Could he really be this kind-hearted? It's like a wolf visiting a sheep. Sure enough, he walked to my side, putting his arm around my shoulder in a seemingly intimate way. He gave me a smile. The Empress has just entered the palace. She doesn't know the rules. I will teach her personally. No need to trouble mother. While his words were polite, his hand on my shoulder was applying secret pressure. He was almost crushing my bone. I gasped in pain. Yet I had to maintain a dignified smile. The Empress Dowager's face darkened. Is the Emperor blaming me for being meddlesome? I wouldn't dare, but she is my Empress. It's not anyone else's place to lecture her. Enduring the pain, I cursed him 800 times in my heart. What a clever move to kill with a borrowed knife. He showed his protection of me to the Empress Dowager, making me a thorn in her side, and secretly gave me a warning. A true master. He really is a master. When the audience ended, as soon as we left the Shokong Palace, Xiao Yan immediately pushed me away. Su Wanqing, don't think I'm actually helping you. I wouldn't dare. Put away your little tricks. In my presence. You'd better behave. The feeling is mutual. With that, I turned and left, too lazy to say another word to him. Back at Cunning Palace, I had my maid bring me ice packs. My shoulder was bruised blue. It showed how hard that bastard had squeezed. While applying the ice, I thought of a strategy. Being passively beaten is not my style. I have to take the initiative to gain a foothold in this palace. Relying solely on the Prime Minister's estate isn't enough. I must have my own power and capital, and my greatest capital is the knowledge in my head that is ahead of this era by thousands of years. I called my personal maid, Tingyu. Find me some pig fat, soap pods, and some fragrances. Your Majesty, what do you need these for? To make something good. Something that can make us a fortune. What I wanted to make was essential oil soap, which doesn't exist in this era yet. The cleaning power of ancient soap pods is limited. They leave the skin dry after washing. The soap used by nobles is mixed with too many messy things. It's not pure enough. I'll use purified lard combined with soap pods, plus essential oils extracted from various petals to create a high-end product that cleans, moisturizes, and leaves a lasting fragrance. Once this thing is made, it'll definitely be a must-have for the palace women. By then, manipulating these concubines will be child's play. I took Tingyu and spent 3 days busy in my small kitchen. Finally, the first batch of rose essential oil soap was ready. The light pink soap bars emitted a rich rose fragrance. Just looking at them made me feel happy. I had Tingyu bring a basin of water and tested it myself. The lather was rich and delicate. After washing, my hand was not only clean but also smooth with a faint scent. It's a success. I immediately had Tingyu wrap up the prettiest ones, intending to send them to the most influential concubines to open up the market. Just as I finished packing, Xiao Yan showed up like a dog sniffing out a scent. He frowned as soon as he entered. Your Majesty. It's just a little toy I made out of boredom. Nothing worth mentioning. How do you use this thing? I had someone bring water again and demonstrated it for him. He looked at the foam on my hands, then felt his own clean hand. A flash of surprise crossed his eyes. I thought he would praise me, but he said, not bad. But it's too much for you. This thing has huge commercial value. It can fill the national treasury. You, as a woman of the inner palace, shouldn't mess with it. He waved his hand. The eunuchs behind him immediately came forward and took all the soaps I worked on for 3 days, sweeping them clean. They didn't even leave me the scraps. I stood there trembling with rage. This is blatant robbery. Xiao Yan. Have you no shame? Under the heaven. Is there any land that does not belong to the king? Your things are naturally my things. Considering your merit in presenting this treasure, I reward you with 100 taels of gold. Who cares about your lousy gold? I watched him take the fruits of my labor and swagger away. Furious, I kicked over a nearby stool. Vile man. Thief. Capitalist pig. I vented my helpless rage at his back. He paused for a second, as if he heard my curses, but he didn't look back, and quickly disappeared around the corner. I paced back and forth in the hall, fuming. No, I can't let this go. This was my idea. My hard work. Why should I let him take it for free? My eyes darted around, and a plan came to mind. If you're going to be unfair, don't blame me for being ruthless. You want to make money from my essential oil soap? I won't let you have your way. Xiao Yan moved quickly. Within 3 days, a department called the Imperial Soap Bureau was established, exclusively responsible for producing the soap. He even gave it a very tacky name, called Royal Skin Ointment. He announced it was for imperial use only, and no one was allowed to replicate it privately. Once the news broke, the concubines in the harem went crazy. Who wouldn't want smooth skin and a natural scent? Instantly, Royal Skin Ointment became the hottest luxury item. You couldn't even buy it with money. It all depended on the emperor's reward. With this move, Xiao Yan firmly won over the hearts of the harem. Even the Empress Dowager sent someone to probe me, asking for a few bars. I smiled innocently at the messenger maid. Now it's all produced by the Imperial Soap Bureau. I don't have a single piece here. The old maid didn't believe me. In Cunning Palace, she practically searched through every chest and cupboard. Finally, she only found a few I intentionally left behind, the most primitive and roughest soap blocks. She could only return disappointed. I sneered at her departing figure. Xiao Yan, you think you've won? The best part is yet to come. A few more days passed. I heard the Royal Skin Ointment from the bureau ran into problems. The first batch of users suffered varying degrees of redness and swelling and itching. Xiao Yan flew into a rage, beating the head of the soap bureau half to death. Then, Xiao Yan stormed into my Cunning Palace. When he entered, I was leisurely applying a face mask. Su Wanqing, he roared. It scared 2 cucumber slices right off my face. What's with the big temper, Your Majesty? Is business at the soap bureau not going well? Is this your doing? Your Majesty, you're wrongly accusing me. You took the recipe personally. Every step was written clearly. You still dare to make excuses? I'm not making excuses. The processing of the pig fat is key. If the impurity removal step is off by even a bit, the product will irritate the skin. I marked the key steps in red ink on the recipe. Warning to handle with care. Did Your Majesty not see it? Well, Your Majesty, you can't blame me. You were too impatient yourself. I said long ago this is delicate work, requiring patience and skill. You insisted on snatching it away to do it yourself. Now that it's messed up, how can you blame me? I looked at his livid face, feeling incredibly satisfied. He stared at me intently, as if he wanted to burn 2 holes in me. Just when I thought he was going to hit me, he suddenly said something completely unexpected. Are you trying to PUA me? The smile on my face instantly froze. The term PUA is completely foreign to the people of this era. How could he know it? Could it be? I cleared my throat and tentatively sang in a tiny voice. The Lonely Warrior. Xiao Yan's pupils shrank instantly. He didn't sing the next line about dark alleys, but the shock on his face said everything. My heart was beating so fast, like it was going to jump out of my throat. It's him, it really is him. This dog emperor who was fighting me to the death, this violent and arrogant psycho, is actually a transmigrator too. I took a deep breath, waved my hand, and said, Ting Yu, all of you leave. Now only the 2 of us were left in the hall. 2 lonely souls from another time. When did you get here? 6 months ago. I was at the border fighting as soon as I arrived, barely made it back alive. No wonder his personality is so violent. It turns out he was baptized by the battlefield. And you? A month ago, opened my eyes in the marriage carriage. And married a psycho like you right away. Married His Majesty. I swallowed the word psycho just in time. The atmosphere was a bit awkward for a moment. 1 second ago, we wanted to kill each other. The next second, we're fellow countrymen. I'm a history grad student. If I didn't invent something, I'd be failing my degree. No wonder. What did you do before? And what about you? I was a CEO. Wow, no wonder. A CEO. And a history grad student. Transmigrated into an emperor and empress. It'd be a waste of this setup not to build an empire. It was all a misunderstanding. What else? I'm a modern woman. Why should I work like a slave for a feudal emperor? If you don't provoke me, I can't be bothered with you. The feeling is mutual. Me too. I thought you were just a pawn sent by the Prime Minister. We looked at each other in silence, then laughed at the same time. What do you call this? A fellow countryman stabbing you in the back? No. It's fighting until heads roll only to find it's your own kind. So what now? This world is too backward. With the 2 of us, we can completely transform it into what we want. His eyes flashed with ambition and light. That was the look of a pioneer. I admit, I was intrigued. Partnering with a CEO who knows all your slang and comes from the same place, building a country together. It sounds much more interesting than daily harem catfights. Great, happy collaborating. President Xiao. Once we confirmed each other's identities, the relationship between Xiao Yan and me underwent an earth-shattering change. We went from mortal enemies to the closest comrades in arms. That very night, he moved into Cunning Palace, claiming it was for the convenience of late-night meetings to discuss state affairs. Ting Yu's look toward me changed from pity to worship. She probably thought my methods were so superior that I managed to tame a psycho emperor so quickly. I didn't bother to explain. Xiao Yan and my first late-night meeting was held in my bedchamber. The biggest problems currently are official corruption and land annexation. Those regional governors, I've wanted to deal with them for a long time. It's not easy to move against them, they're deeply rooted. You've just ascended the throne. Your foundation isn't stable. It could easily cause an uprising. That's why I need you. You're a history student. You should understand these things better than me. Boiling a frog in lukewarm water. How so? First, promote our own people, divide their power, then kill one to warn the 100. Let's start with Qingzhou. The governor of Qingzhou, Wang Meng, is boundlessly greedy, making life miserable for the people. Getting rid of him will only make the people cheer, create public momentum, collect evidence of his crimes, and turn them into catchy stories for storytellers to spread. Once his reputation is ruined, arrest him with an imperial decree, follow the people's will, distribute his wealth to the commoners. This way, you not only eliminate a corrupt official but also win over the hearts of the people and intimidate other governors. What a brilliant plan. Isn't this just crisis PR? And positive marketing from our era? Roughly the same idea. The two of us hit it off immediately, working through the night to formulate a detailed plan, from who to send as an undercover agent to how to guide public opinion and the distribution of assets after confiscation. Every detail was repeatedly scrutinized. By the time we finished discussing, it was almost dawn. I yawned, exhausted. All right, President Xiao, let's stop here for today. I'm going to sleep. Good work. He stood up and walked to the bed, naturally lying down on it. What are you doing? Sleeping. If you sleep here, where do I sleep? I'm 24, you know. Well, I have no interest in a flat figure anyway. Go sleep on your dragon bed, ha ha ha. Although I really wanted to kick Xiao Yan out, considering we are allies now. I endured it. The final result was, I drew a line in the middle of the bed, strictly forbidding him from crossing. He followed the rules, and the night passed peacefully. The next day, the first step of our joint venture officially launched. Under the guise of observing the people's situation, Xiao Yan sent a newly promoted commoner official, Li Qing, to Qingzhou. On the surface, he was checking post-disaster reconstruction, but secretly, he was gathering evidence against Wang Meng. At the same time, I had Ting Yu contact the capital's largest storytelling tea house and gave them the script of Governor Wang's 10 major crimes we wrote overnight. I sent it over. To increase the spread, I specially added some scandalous details, like Wang Meng abducting a civilian woman and driving her husband to ruin. The public loves this kind of story. Sure enough, once the stories came out, they caused a sensation in the capital. Within a few days, it spread through every street and alley. Even the concubines in the harem were whispering about it in private. The Empress Dowager called me over. And indirectly asked me if the emperor was going to move against the noble families because that Wang Meng is a distant relative of her maternal family. I pretended to be completely ignorant. Mother, you worry too much. His Majesty only cares about the people, so he sent someone to check. As for the rumors outside, they are just fabrications by lowlifes, not to be taken seriously. She was half convinced, but seeing my calm attitude, she couldn't find any faults. She could only warn me, Empress. Don't forget you are also a daughter of a noble family. We rise together. And fall together. I sneered in my heart, old lady, your era is about to pass. A month later, Li Qing returned to the capital, bringing back a thick pile of Wang Meng's evidence of corruption and abuse of power, along with a blood petition from 10,000 Qingzhou citizens. Xiao Yan immediately in the court, in front of all civil and military officials, read out Wang Meng's crimes. The court was in an uproar. Several officials close to Wang Meng wanted to step forward to plead for him. Xiao Yan directly threw the blood petition down from the dragon throne. Wang Meng, as an imperial official, receiving the state's salary but disloyal to the emperor's affairs, oppressing the people, committing heinous crimes. Guards, pass my decree. Strip Wang Meng of all official ranks, confiscate his property, and behead him at the Meridian Gate in 3 days. His confiscated wealth will be entirely used for Qingzhou's reconstruction and distributed to the victimized citizens. Once the decree was issued, the entire court fell silent, especially those officials who also had dirty hands. All of them turned pale. I knew our first step was a success. After the court session, Xiao Yan returned to Cunning Palace. Wan Qing, we did it. Haha, don't get happy too early. This is only the beginning. By moving against Wang Meng, you've touched the Empress Dowagers and the old officials' interests. They won't just let it go. As expected, that afternoon, the Empress Dowager fell ill. Lying in bed, weak and powerless, she summoned Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan and I looked at each other, knowing exactly what was going on. The drama has begun. Xiao Yan and I went to Shokong Palace together. As soon as we entered, we smelled a heavy scent of medicine. The Empress Dowager lay on the bed, her face sallow. A circle of weeping concubines knelt beside her. Leading them was Concubine Li, whose face swelling had subsided. Seeing us enter, Concubine Li was the first to speak, in a tearful voice. Your Majesty, you're finally here. Mother, she's barely holding on. Emperor. Are you? What are you saying, mother? Wang Meng, though he was wrong, his crime shouldn't lead to death. I stood to the side, watching coldly. What a performance of the self-injury ruse. Yes, your majesty. The Empress Dowager fell ill because she's worried about your affairs. For the sake of her health, please spare Lord Wang. The noise gave Xiaoyan a headache, and his face grew darker. Just as he was about to explode, I took a step forward and gently pressed his hand. Mother, you must not say such things. You are the Emperor's biological mother. The Emperor wishes only to be filial to you. How could he possibly blame you? However, the state has its laws. And the family has its rules. Lord Wang broke the law, and the Emperor is merely acting with justice. The Emperor is also grieving in his heart. On one hand is the law, on the other is filial piety. Both choices are equally painful for him. The Empress has put it clearly. It's not your own relative who's dying. Concubine Li, watch your words. My father is the current prime minister. If he were to break the law, I would also support His Majesty in investigating to the end. What a fine empress, sacrificing family for justice. Emperor, this is the good empress you married. Mother, the empress is right. Our kinship is severed. Whoever dares to plead for Wang Meng again will be treated as an accomplice. His voice wasn't loud, but it was filled with an unquestionable authority. Concubine Li was so scared that she knelt on the ground, trembling, not daring to speak. The Empress Dowager was so angry she couldn't catch her breath and fainted directly. Shokong Palace immediately fell into chaos. Xiaoyan and I looked at each other. We won this battle again. The Empress Dowager's illness came fast and went fast. After Wang Meng was beheaded in public, she could get out of bed the very next day, but the way she looked at me was like poison. I knew the grudge was fully formed, but I didn't care. Xiaoyan and my careers were in full swing. Executing Wang Meng deterred the whole court. We struck while the iron was hot and issued a series of new policies. First, new regulations for official evaluations, introducing the KPI system. Evaluations would be held every year. Those who failed to meet standards would be demoted. Those failing for 3 consecutive years would be dismissed. Second, the promotion of the curved shaft plow. This thing is the crystallization of Chinese wisdom. It can greatly improve farming efficiency. I drew the blueprints. Xiaoyan ordered them to be publicized, produced day and night, and promoted nationwide. Third, water conservancy repairs, and establishing a unified granary system managed by the state to prepare for emergencies. I drafted the frameworks for these policies, and Xiaoyan was responsible for the final decisions and implementation. One managed the internal, the other the external. We worked together seamlessly. The first thing he did every day after court was to come to Cunning Palace to hold a meeting with me. We often argued over the details of a policy until we were red in the face. No, compulsory education absolutely cannot be implemented at this stage. If we take too big a step, we'll overstretch ourselves. Then what do you suggest? Without enlightenment, they will always just be a group of ignorant people. How can we achieve national prosperity? We can start with a pilot program. I'll compile the textbooks, starting from basic enlightenment, then adding mathematics, physics, and chemistry, step by step. Wait, you can even write textbooks? Don't underestimate liberal arts students. We are like bricks, to be moved wherever we're needed. Fine, I'll listen to you, Teacher Su. Our relationship, through these daily battles side by side, was quietly undergoing a change. We were no longer enemies at each other's throats, nor were we just simple partners. We were more like comrades starting a business together, supporting each other and trusting each other. When he was angered by those old fossils, until his blood pressure skyrocketed, I would bring him a cup of my special chrysanthemum tea to help him cool down. And when I stayed up late, writing plans, he would silently drape a coat over my shoulders. Even though he was still cheeky with his words, I knew something between us had changed. Until that night, we once again had a meeting late into the night to discuss the reform of the salt and iron monopoly. This was a tough nut to crack. It touched the interests of too many noble families. We argued for a long time without finding a perfect solution. Both of us were a bit tired. He suddenly said, Su Wanqing. I mean, if we could go back. Would you still want to go back? My movements paused. Go back? Back to that modern society with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and food delivery? It would be a lie to say I didn't want to, but we can't go back. We both knew that in our hearts. Transmigration is a chance encounter that can't be forced. Being able to live another life is already a huge stroke of luck. It's pretty good here too. Here, we can do many things we couldn't do before. Yeah. For example, being emperor and empress. Under the moonlight, his profile was incredibly soft. He suddenly turned his head and looked at me seriously. Su Wanqing, stay by my side. Be my real empress. Okay, Su Wanqing? Stay by my side, be my real empress. Okay? My heart skipped a beat. Was he confessing? I admit, I panicked. Between me and Xiaoyan, it had always been a pure revolutionary friendship. I treated him as a partner, a CEO, and a comrade. I never thought about treating him as a husband. You must be drunk, right? I'm not drunk. I'm serious. Su Wanqing, I like you. Not because you're my partner. Not because you're smart and capable. Simply because Xiaoyan likes Su Wanqing. My face turned red instantly. In 2 lifetimes, this was the first time someone confessed to me so bluntly, and it was an emperor. My mind went blank, completely unsure of how to react. I'm going to sleep. I almost fled in a panic. and buried myself under the covers. I could feel my heart beating like a drum. Xiao Yan didn't chase after me, he just let out a soft sigh outside. Think about it carefully. I'll wait for your answer. I had insomnia that night. I tossed and turned, my head full of Xiao Yan's words. Do I like him? I didn't know, I only knew that when I was with him. I was very relaxed and very happy. We spoke the same language and had the same goals. We were the people who understood each other best in this world. Is this feeling love? The next day, with dark circles under my eyes, I didn't dare to look into Xiao Yan's eyes. He, however, acted as if nothing had happened and came to see me for a meeting as usual. Xiao Yan, let's talk about personal matters. Okay. Why do you like me? I have a bad temper. And I've even kicked you. Because you are real. You lose your temper in front of me. Argue with me until your face is red, and also hand me tea when I'm tired. You aren't like those puppets who only know how to vie for favor. You are a living, breathing person. That kick you gave me was actually quite cool. I've thought it over. We can give it a try. I'm not saying I like you yet, but I'm willing to give us a chance. Xiao Yan's eyes lit up instantly. He jumped up and pulled me into his arms. You won't regret it. His embrace was very warm, carrying a faint scent of ambergris. I leaned against his chest, listening to his strong heartbeat, suddenly thinking this wasn't so bad after all. Just then, a sudden rush of footsteps came from outside the hall. Your Majesty, Your Highness, this is bad. Don't, get out. Urgent report from 800 miles away. 300,000 Beatty troops are at the border. Your Majesty, Your Highness, this is bad. Get out. An urgent report from 800 miles away. 300,000 Beatty troops have reached the city gates. Xiao Yan's and my expressions changed simultaneously. What was bound to come has arrived. The Beatty are a nomadic people from the north, brave and skilled in battle. They have always been a major threat to Dazhou. Xiao Yan had been fighting them at the border years ago. Who knew that just as we stabilized the interior, they would attack? Xiao Yan and I immediately rushed to the imperial study. Several ministers from the Ministry of War were already waiting, each looking grave. What's the situation? Your Majesty, the 300,000 elite Beatty cavalry have already broken through Yanmen Pass. General Zhang, the defender, has died in battle. General Zhang was a veteran who had fought side by side with him at the border. He was loyal and courageous. His death was a huge blow to Xiao Yan. Panic spread throughout the court. Some argued for peace, others for moving the capital. It was a complete mess. Xiao Yan's face was livid, and he didn't say a word. I knew he was angry. And also thinking, we cannot sue for peace, nor can we move the capital. The Empress is just a woman. What does she know about national affairs? 300,000 Beatty troops. What will we use to sue for peace? Land? Money? Or women? Feeding a wolf. It will only find you weak and easy to bully. And ask for more next time. Moving the capital is an even more cowardly move. The Son of Heaven guards the gateway to the state. If the king dies for the country, it inspires the people. Otherwise, Dazhou is not far from collapse. The Empress is right. In my Dazhou, there are only kings who die in battle, not emperors who surrender. I have decided to lead the campaign personally. Your Majesty, please reconsider. Su Wanqing. After I leave, you will supervise the state, handle the court affairs for me. I trust you. He placed the entire country in my hands. What an immense level of trust. I obey your command. Please take care, Your Majesty. I and the thousands of citizens will wait for your victory in the capital. Wait for my return. Xiao Yan set out. He took half of the capital's imperial guard and his most trusted generals. The vast palace and the vast country were now resting on my shoulders alone. I had no time for sorrow or fear. I quickly stepped into the role of the regent empress. First thing, stabilize the rear. I ordered the whole country to enter a state of war. Hoarding military supplies was strictly forbidden, as was price gouging. Violators would be executed. I also opened the state treasury, using the money we earned from previous reforms to collect grain and military equipment nationwide. I also issued a decree. For any soldier who dies in this war, their family will be supported by the state, and their children will receive free education. Once this decree was issued, military morale soared. Second thing, handle the court affairs. Once Xiao Yan left, the Empress Dowager and those old ministers started making trouble again. They looked for faults every day in court, either claiming grain supplies couldn't keep up, or that military pay distribution was wrong. I couldn't be bothered to waste breath on them. I directly took out the project management tables I learned in modern times, basically an Excel spreadsheet where every penny went and the dispatch of every batch of grain was recorded clearly. Responsibility was traced to the individual. If anyone dared to have an issue, I used the table to arrest them immediately. After a few days, and after beheading 2 incompetent officials, no one dared to play tricks in front of me anymore. The Empress Dowager was so angry she smashed her favorite jade ruby in Shokong Palace. She sent someone to summon me. And I flatly refused on the grounds of being busy with state affairs. Are you kidding? I'm the boss now. Why should I care about your face? The frontline situation was tense. Although Xiaoyan was brave, the Beatty were numerous, and a quick victory was difficult. What I cared about most every day was the war reports sent back from the front. Every word tugged at my heartstrings. That night, I was again handling memorials in the Imperial study late at night. Tingyu brought me a bowl of bird's nest soup. Your Highness, please rest for a bit. You haven't closed your eyes for several days. It's fine, I'm not tired. I picked up a secret report from the front and opened it. It was a letter in Xiaoyan's own handwriting. There were only a few scrawled words, short on ammunition, requesting backup. My heart sank. Ammunition? Where would ammunition come from in this era? Unless... I realized immediately this was a code between him and me. The ammunition he meant was gunpowder. Before he set out, we had secretly discussed applying gunpowder to the battlefield. I provided the formula for black powder: 1 part sulfur, 2 parts saltpeter, 3 parts charcoal. He had a batch of equipment secretly manufactured and given to his most elite troops. This was our final trump card. Now the trump card was running low. I immediately summoned the Minister of Works. Increase the production of gunpowder for me immediately, regardless of cost. Work day and night. Within 3 days, I want to see the first batch of finished products and have them sent to the border immediately. Your Highness, the stock of saltpeter for making gunpowder is running low. If it's low, go find it. Corners of latrines, stables, and all dark and damp places. Scrape the ground for 3 feet if you have to. Tell the people that for every pound of saltpeter, they can trade for 10 pounds of white flour. Under a heavy reward, there will surely be brave souls. Within 2 days, a large amount of civilian saltpeter was collected. The fires in the gunpowder workshop didn't go out for 3 days and nights. I personally stayed there, watching every process. Finally, on the evening of the 3rd day, the first batch of urgently produced gunpowder was loaded onto fast horses and sped towards the border. I stood on the city wall, watching the transport team disappear into the horizon, silently praying in my heart. Xiaoyan, you must win. You must come back safely. Half a month later, news of victory arrived. In the decisive battle, Xiaoyan used a large number of gunpowder weapons, blowing the Beatty army into chaos. The Beatty Khan was killed on the spot, and the 300,000-strong army collapsed. They fled in panic. Dazhou had won a great victory. When the news reached the capital, the whole city was jubilant. The citizens took to the streets. I stood in the Imperial study listening to the cheers outside, and tears finally couldn't help but fall. We won. A month later, Xiaoyan returned in triumph. I led the civil and military officials to meet him outside the city gates. He rode on his horse, clad in armor. Though travel-worn, he was in high spirits. Seeing me, he dismounted, walked through the crowd, and came towards me step by step. I, Xiaoyan, have fulfilled my mission. Welcome home. I'm back. At that moment, the emperor, the empress, and the state all disappeared. I only knew the person I loved had returned. That night, in Cunning Palace, we opened a bottle of mitai I had treasured for a long time. Of course, I brewed it myself. Using the distillation technology of this era, we drank a lot and talked a lot. From our first meeting where we disliked each other to fighting side by side later. Seriously, the kick you gave me back then was actually quite satisfying. Is that so? Then I'll kick you more often in the future. I'm your man now. You should be a bit more gentle. Ha 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 ha. I was amused by him. He held my hand. Su Wanqing, thank you. Thank me for what? Thank you for coming to my side and for letting me know I'm not alone. We smiled at each other, everything understood without words. Outside the window were the lights of 10,000 homes. Peace and prosperity in the land. A golden age belonging to us had just begun. I leaned on his shoulder looking at the moon in the sky, suddenly thinking that transmigrating here was perhaps the luckiest thing in this life. Hey, CEO Xiao, what should our KPI for the next quarter be? How about having a crown prince?